Good evening, welcome to this channel again. I'm going to show you how I made this song, aka my second most popular song I've released in the year of 2021 so far. I think I'm up to 24 songs now that I have uploaded this year, which is on average so far a song a week. I'm trying to keep up with that for this entire year, possibly even next year, and maybe even the year after that. It just depends on the growth model. But with that being said, I'm going to show you how I made this song called I'm Annoying by me. I'm going to play a little clip of it right now. Alright, and before I go any further in showing this, please subscribe, hit the like, give a comment, even if you say nothing at all. But if you have a question or a statement, tell me what you thought of the video. That would be appreciated, because I know there's a lot of ninja watchers where they're watching but not subscribing, so I'm going to need you to subscribe, habibi. Anyways, let's get on with the video now. So I'm going to go into describing how I made the song. Alright, let's go. Alright, time to go into how I made the fucking song. Alright, so I'm going to break it up into 4 different sections here. So let's go into section 1, which is the lead sound. Alright, the leads are this. And this is the first time I'm going back into this project because it's been a while since I've personally even opened it up. So we're going to go into it right. We'll see. I don't even remember exactly how I made it. Okay, so leads. From what I'm seeing here, there's 3 different sounds. And just to make sure everyone knows, this is what it sounds like all together. Alright, cool. So that's that. Let's solo the first sound. So the first sound is this. So the song is in B minor, which is actually my favorite scale to write in as of right now. It's a B minor chord. Dun, dun, dun. Except at the top, I don't make it a B minor, so it's technically something else, but always like that type of sound, so here's playing. Dun, dun. And let's solo the next sound. So that's what I did. What's this? Wow, it's literally the same chord makeup, B minor chord, but being played backwards. So let's play both of those arpeggiations together. And that's what arpeggio is, a succession of notes. So a short succession of notes. So there's 2 of them playing different rhythms and different notes, I guess, because one's going up and one's going down, but the same chord that's being arpeggiated. Wow, that's kind of cool. So there's like a push and pull effect, which is kind of one of the best ways you want to look at it when creating music, is like a push and a pull. So you're like having movement. You know, it's not just like too much of a push or too much of a pull, but it's like very dun dun. They're just playing off of each other really nicely. And lastly is a chord shape, which is, well, I'm going to guess a shocking B minor chord. So this is crazy, actually, because music is a lot more simple than you fucking think it is. Because I'm only playing 1 chord for the whole, like, lead. The whole song is just 1 chord, really, of this beat, at least. And this sound, I remember it. Oh, man, you can't even, like, hear that. Let me turn it up. This is the chord sound. It's just playing, like, the whole time. I'll play it. Okay. That sounds really bad, but it's the thing about it is I keep it really quiet in the background. You probably can't even hear it right now, but I have it played at what the volume is set to in the song. It sounds like raindrops, like it's some weird, let me play it, the sound. That's so weird. Those type of sounds are kind of the most important though, because it's just playing that. Let me solo all the leads together. So the two arpeggiations and then the one chord I just played. You can't even really hear it. I turned it up. But really quietly, it just sits there. It just sits there in the background. So that's one way to do it with it, making a chord. I would actually recommend not doing that, but instead using like an ambient sound. This will make, okay, how to make any beat sound slightly unique is all you have to do is just add like, make it a regular beat, but then add like an ambient, like a forest ambience behind it really quietly, put a compressor on it and make it so it's really compressing the sound a lot, and then cut out the low end and it's just sitting in the background, and then it'll be like a cliche, even if it's a cliche beat, with that sound in the background gives it a whole new type of feel. I would recommend trying it. You know, get creative. Use city ambience sound, put it in the background of the beat, or whatever. But I decided to just use this sound that because I only use Serum. So these are 3 different Serum patches. If you're interested, maybe drop in the comments if you want these patches or sounds. I can go ahead and we'll see what we can make happen. Send them over to you. But just put your email in the comment section and just say which sound you want in this whole thing. So, cool. That being said, let's move on to, let's see, well, we're on fucking the drums. So, 542. Alright. So the drum sound. The drum sounds. Let's just solo the drums here. Okay, if I open the bass, the 808 or the bass sound in this, and it's playing a B minor chord, I'm gonna shut this fucking shit down right now because that's gonna be hilarious. Yep, it's doing the same thing. B minor chord, but, yeah, let me play it. A B minor chord. It's actually a B minor sus 4 without the 2. Okay, that might be too much music knowledge, but it's playing a B minor chord also. The whole song is a fucking B minor chord, dude. The whole instrumental, that is, not the vocal is doing its own thing, but the fucking whole song is a B minor chord. That's makes me really happy and really sad at the same time. Happy that I could make something out of something so simple, but sad the fact that it's just so fucking simple. But honestly, that's kind of the basis of this shit. Music is just pretty fucking simple when you get down to it, to be honest. Or in its best form is its most simplistic. Usually. Not always, but 9 times out of 10. Anyways, let's keep going here. So, I don't really know how to describe this sound. It's just one kick. Just a kick, and I have my favorite distortion plugin, which is Manny Marroquin. I love it. Usually I don't put the distortion right on it, but I did for this, so it gives it a little crunch. Here's without it. It's a good pure round drum sound. Kick, but with the distortion, which is on now. Gives it like a crunch. Cool. And then the 808, which we all heard, the B minor fucking chord. So that also has a Manny Marroquin, and then it also has R bass, which adds a lot of like good frequency. It's basically pumps up the sub bass in the sound. So you can add it on anything, but if you add it to bass sounds, you're going to be glad you did that. So try that. Throw on the R bass and then some distortion. Without the distortion, what's it sound like? Honestly, it kind of doesn't make much of a difference. It just gives it a bit more of a crunch and probably adds a little bit of loudness to it, but not much change on that one. Let's see here. Okay, I always like going through the claps because I always use like a fuck ton of claps and pan them and then like offset them so they don't play at the same time. But let's solo all of the, how many claps and snares we got? We got 1, 2, that's a snap, 3, the same exact snap, big clap, trap snare. Alright, so I have 5 snare sounds in this one. Honestly, it doesn't really sound that good. But in context with everything playing together though, it cuts through, which it's got a good sound, so it cuts through everything, the 808, the leads. That's kind of the point of when it comes to like a beat like this, kind of want that to hit through the snare. I like when the snare is like good and loud, like those trap snares. Video brought to you by coffee. Anyways, alright, not much to explain there. Just take a bunch of claps and snares, put them together, pan them different directions, like 25 left, 50 right, 10 left, 5 right, and then 1 in the center or something. And you're gonna get a really cool sound. Even if you use 5 basic snare sounds, it basically creates a whole new sound, which makes it a unique sounding thing most of the time. And maybe even add a percussion sound as one of the snares instead, so it has like a high end, like cool sound. Try it, you won't fucking regret it. Cool. All right, so we've been through the kick, 808, and the claps and snares, the 5 claps and snares. Now let's go to, everything else is like hi-hats and open hats. So let's play that. Let me play this loop here. Not much to describe here. Pretty fucking straightforward. Like, just, you know, simple. Crash sound. Adding the open hat. Here's that. So I have a crash, open hat, hi-hat, and then another open hat. So that's kind of a lot going on, but it's basically the same. It sounds complicated, but it's basically the same idea as the snares. Not exactly, but you get the picture of it. So hi-hats, open hat, 2 open hat, different open hats doing 2 different patterns, and then a crash. So that's really what, see, the snare, what drives the kick and drum and 808 create the good foundation of the beat, and then the hi-hats usually just, and the hi-hats, open hats, crashes, just keep it moving, the beat part moving along as well, so it makes it just have some motion. And actually that's it. So here's the drums, the entirety of the drums that I just described, the blue part. Alright, now let's go to the last part here, which is the vocals. Alright, let's see how I decided to do the vocals in this one. I kind of forget. I usually have like this similar method each time, but sometimes it goes off track and goes haywire. So it's all pretty much maxed out. See, sometimes I'm really good about mixing my vocals, and sometimes like this I'm not, where like some are quiet and some are loud. You really want it to be like kind of consistently all the way through, but this is a mess. And sometimes if it just sounds good, I'll just leave it and not even really mix it that much, honestly, because I don't want to overthink it, and I don't need to do that, honestly. So sometimes I'd prefer to not do it like this, but this song's kind of a fun song, so it kind of made sense for this to not really clean up the vocals, if you will, volume-wise. And of course, what I use for my vocals, I'd recommend this, One Stop Shop, Nectar, iZotope Nectar. You can, yeah, get it on Waves, or not Waves, but Splice. do the rent-to-own thing, I'd highly recommend that. Pay $10 a month or so, and you get it. It's fantastic. You know, it's got everything you need. I'm not gonna really describe it too much. But you know, you got your EQ, reverb, compressor, all in one thing, so it's all organized and simple and neat. The only issue is when I use it, I have 4 different audio files of me, 4 different takes on top of each other, so I have to keep like closing them, go to the next one, reopen it. So you really want to like make one and then copy and paste them all, because if you're trying to open and close all them to like change a couple of parameters is not the good move. So like set one, dial it in, and then, you know, copy and paste it down the row to the other ones. But let's see here. This is and the presets are fantastic. Like this is one I use all the time called Angelic Space, and I'd recommend the presets on here. Honestly, you can go through the genres, but I don't really like when they make genre types for presets, like dance and electronic, vocal one, hip hop and rap, pop, rock, soul and R&B. I'd prefer, and I'd recommend you to go to the music section, because like there's one called A Bit of Everything, which adds like a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay, a little bit of chorus, a little bit of flanger, like it's just perfect. And Angelic Space is literally what it says, like gives it an angelic space, like makes it feel like distant but close up. It's a good dichotomy. Presets are fantastic, but I'll make them from scratch too, but not for this one, not for this song. So let's hear the vocals.
Come and find me.
Let's start from the top.
Yeah, I know you won't stop me. Yeah, I know that you're all like me. You can try me, fight me, but no, but you won't stop me. So I think.
Okay, so what I have going on, since there's 4 audio files of me singing, one of them is me, you're annoying, won't stop me, yeah, I know that you're all like me, which is lays down as the foundation of it. And then I put 3 different, you're annoying, won't stop me, yeah, I know that you're all like me, on top of each other. 2 of the vocals are panned hard left, so 2 of the high pitched, so there's 3 high pitched, out of these 4, 3 of them are high pitched of me like, you're annoying, and then one's, you're annoying. That one's centered, and the 2 of the high pitched ones are far left and far right, and then the one is also centered. So I have 2 sounds that are centered, one high, one the low voice, and then 2 panned completely on both sides of the ear, left and right, and those are high pitched as well. So 3 high pitched, 1 foundational, and you can switch it up. And this is where it gets fucking very fun to experiment. Like maybe try all 4 super deep voices and see how that sounds. Or 4 high-pitched sounds, or like 3 regular sounds, or 2. I recommend doing it by like, if you're gonna add, I saw in a good tutorial, add 2 voices, or 4, or 8. Always do it by like numbers like that. I don't know if that's really matters that much, but you know, break rules too, but that's just what a good thing. I kind of stick to that rule. I find it to be pretty accurate and makes a lot of sense. Yeah, let's see, that's pretty much what it is. And there's only one part of the song where I use my actual voice to rap.
Yeah, call me Drake, we back to back. Keep a rack underneath my floor mat. They say I am living fast. Who is that? Singing that.
Alright, I was playing, sometimes and then these are all for my regular voice, but this one in particular.
Yeah, call me Drake, we back to back. Keep a.
Yeah, call me Drake, we back to back. Like, I kind of did my regular voice, but then did like add some kind of accentuation to it, which will give it a cool sound. So that section is just 4 of my regular voices. So it goes from like chorusy and high voice, and then it goes to like my primary voice, and then it goes back to the chorus. And
No, it ain't coming for me, no, it. Oh, yeah, I know.
and then let me go through, this is the last thing I want to say about the vocals. Having fun with this part. Now, well, I guess you know what? Yeah, this part.
Yeah, I know it.
This part right here.
Come and find me. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, 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 I know.
See, Now there's me just experimenting. This is like the bridge of the song, or the last part, unique part of the song, where I was just like, let me just fuck around. So I was just did that. I don't have it to explain that. I don't even. It was like off the cuff, just like, oh, let's just do that. Cool. And honestly, that's everything. I could leave. I'll go through the effects really quick, since that's basically all I need to play now, and there's not much to it. I mean, here's my favorite sounds I like to use. Super high quality jet sound, or it just fizzes out towards the end. Great sound. The scream I love to use. And then of course,
To the lobby. To the sit down. To the lobby, please.
fuck yeah. So that's kind of just like sprinkled in there. I usually like to use effects right before a transition to a song. So like from the verse to the chorus, I'll play like right before the chorus plays, I'll add like that jet sound. So it like transitions from the verse to the chorus. It makes it sound like really nice. If you have like a part of a song that like kind of switches up like from the verse to the chorus musically, and it doesn't like kind of make sense when you hear it. If you add like an effect sound to like like here's the two sounds, verse, chorus, and then you have one like fading in to both of them, it'll like transition really well. And even if they don't sound naturally together, they can sometimes sound good most of the time. But yeah, these don't sound that different. I mean, remember, this song's a fucking B minor chord. Anyways, that's really all I got. So in total, you know, the song sounds like. Yeah, and that's the song. If you want to listen to the full thing, I'm going to leave it in the description here. Yeah. Call me Drake, we back to back. Okay, yeah, that's the video. I don't have anything else to say. Subscribe, comment, and like, share. Tell your grandma, tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your brother, tell them all. I love you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something. If you want any of the sounds you heard here, drop your fucking email in the comment section saying